Dear children, good afternoon. Welcome to Whiteboard English class. Today we discuss the paragraphs in the lesson Project Tiger. In the last class, we have discussed 8 paragraphs, and from those paragraphs we understood the author wanted to shoot a film called Gopi Gain Bhagabain using a tiger. And in the coming paragraphs, we may understand how did he finish the shooting using the tiger. You look at the 9th paragraph. Having thought of the scene, I simply had to shoot it. But where were we going to find a tiger? The obvious thing to do was to look in a circus, since they were likely to have trained animals. As a matter of fact, one called Bharat Circus was visiting Calcutta at that time, holding shows in Market Square. We sent someone to make an appointment with its Tamil manager and then went to meet him one morning. He greeted us warmly and ordered South Indian coffee for us. The manager heard the reason for our visit, then sent for one Mr. Thorad. He turned out to be the ringmaster. He too was a South Indian, very well built, with features somewhat like those of a Nepali. He was perhaps no more than 40. He showed us an old scar on his forearm, which had been caused by a tiger. Students, in the earlier class I told you if there are difficult words, you should write them down in your notebook. Write the words and meanings in your notebook. In this paragraph, we may come across one or two words. Okay, first one is obvious. Obvious means clear. Meaning is already given in the textbook. Easy to see or understand. Okay, another word is clear, obvious. Opposite of the word obvious is obscure. Here the word obvious means clear. There are not much words. Okay, another word is a scar. He showed us an old scar on his forearm. Scar we know, the meaning is mark. We may use the word black scar or old scar, etc. Okay, mark meaning. Okay, not much unfamiliar words in that paragraph. Okay, what we have understood from this paragraph, he wanted a tiger to shoot his film Gopi Gain Bhagabain. So he went to a circus called Bharat Circus, and usually in circus we may find what these types of trained animals. So our author went to that circus and he asked the Tamil manager, and Tamil manager called Mr. Thorad. He was the ringmaster. Who is the ringmaster? A ringmaster means someone who manages the animals, trains and manages the animals in a circus. He's called ringmaster. Okay, that is what we understood from the paragraph. Next paragraph, number 10. We told him what we wanted. The shooting was taking place near Shuri in Birbhum. We wanted to show a tiger in a thick bamboo grove. All the animal was required to do was come out of the bamboo grove into an open space, pace gently for a while, look at the camera if possible, and then go back. Could a tiger from Bharat Circus do this job? Mr. Thorad nodded. How long will you need it for? Asked the manager. Perhaps a couple of hours for the shooting, I replied. But that would be in addition to the time it will take to travel to and from Shuri. On being told that the travel itself should take no more than 2 days, the manager agreed to put the tiger in its cage and send it in a lorry. He invited us to take a look at the tiger. Look at that paragraph. Some words, okay, Shiori. place near Shuri in Birbhum. Shuri is the name of a forest. Shuri is a forest. Birbhum is a place. That means the shooting was set in that place called Shuri. And Mr. Thorad nodded. Another word. What do you mean by nodded? When someone asks us a question, sometimes we will nod our head. Nod means to move our head to say yes, yes, yes. That means to move our head in an up and down position, vertical position, to say yes. And what do we do to say no, no? That's called shaking the head. To say no, we shake our head. To say yes, we nod, N-O-D, nod our head. Nodded means to move the head to say yes. Okay, not much unfamiliar words in that paragraph, I think. Okay, that means in that paragraph, from that paragraph we understand what the shooting place, location, Shuri, it was the place, and what the animal should do is the tiger should come out of the forest and it should walk. Pace, here the word is pace. Pace means to walk slowly, just like children walking, little children walking. Pace. Okay, the tiger is coming out of the forest, walking slowly for a while, for some time, and looking at the camera. That is what the animal wanted to do in that shooting. Okay, that's what is mentioned in that paragraph. Next. Do you think it's going to be easy to set the animal free in the bamboo grove? I couldn't help asking. Here the usage, I couldn't help asking. Here it means I asked. Just I asked. I couldn't help asking means I asked. What was the question? Do you think it is going to be easy to set the animal free in the bamboo grove? I mean, do you think easy? That question means it was not easy. It was not easy to set the animal free in the bamboo grove. Next paragraph, Mr. Thorad frowned. I'm not sure, he replied. I have never let him out of the cage on his own, so really I don't know. What? Were all our plans going to go down the drain? How could we let the tiger's trainer be seen with the animal? How could Goopy and Bhaga be petrified with fear if the supposedly ferocious animal was accompanied by a man? No, we could not allow that to happen. Okay, in that paragraph we come across with the word frowned. What do you mean by the word frowned? Frowned means to make a serious expression by bringing our eyebrows closer so that lines appear on our forehead. നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ മലയാളത്തിൽ നെറ്റി ചുളിക്കുക, വളരെ സീരിയസ് ആയി നോക്കുക, അതാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് ഫ്രൗണ്ട്. He replied, I have never let him out of the cage on his own, so really I don't know. Another word is petrified. Petrified means terrified. Goopy and Bhaga beat petrified means they should be terrified. Another expression is there just above that line. Go down the drain. To go down the drain. That is an expression. You should underline that expression and you may write down the meaning. Wasted. To go down the drain means wasted. Look at the sentence once again. Were all our plans going to go down the drain? Means were all our plans going to be wasted? Okay, not much words in that paragraph. You may look at the next one, 12th paragraph. Mr. Thorad found a solution. I'll tie a wire round the tiger's neck. It will be thin but strong. If the wire was thin enough, perhaps it would remain invisible to the camera. But it was likely that the hair on the tiger's neck would be flattened by the wire, which would give the whole thing away. What if we found a collar made of tiger skin, fixed the wire to this collar, and then tied it round the tiger's neck? I said. Now, in this paragraph, we discuss how should be how should the tiger be set in that shooting location. Can we make it free in the location, or how can we control the tiger? That means they wanted to use a thin wire around the tiger's neck. That means the tiger will be controlled using that thin and strong wire. And a word in that paragraph is flattened. The tiger's neck would be flattened by the wire. Flattened means to become flat. Here it means damaged. Means if we are using the wire on the tiger's neck, its neck or the hair on the neck will be damaged. That is flattened. And what do you understand from the paragraph? They wanted to make a collar made of tiger's skin. That means if we are using such a collar, the wire will be invisible to the audience. Invisible means not seen to the audience. Opposite is visible. Next paragraph. In a village called Nottingham, we found a suitable bamboo grove to film the first meeting between Gopi and Bhaga and the appearance of the tiger. Mr. Thorad reached the shooting location with the tiger. There were about 25 people in the location. A few local people took out our permission to go with us to watch how we tackle the tiger. Okay, here a word is tackled. In the last line we see the word tackled. To watch how we tackled the tiger. Here tackled means managed, controlled, etc. That means how we are controlling the tiger. The audience wanted to watch. So there were some people watching us how we are tackling the tiger, controlling the tiger in that location. Next paragraph. The camera on the lorry was covered. When the cover was removed, we were surprised to see not one but two well-fed and robust tigers. I decided to play it safe, Mr. Thorad explained. If one doesn't get it right, we can use the other. Here the word robust, R-O-B-U-S-T, robust tiger. Robust means fat, F-A-T, fat. Not much words. Okay. Next paragraph 15. We mounted the camera on its tripod and placed it so that it faced the bamboo grove. The audience was instructed to get behind the camera and to stand as far back as possible. We had to stay relatively close to the bamboo grove, and Gopi and Bhaga too had to be within the yards of the camera. For it was necessary to have at least one shot that showed them together with the tiger. Look at the paragraph. One or two words. One is tripod. Tripod means a three-legged stand. You can see the picture in the textbook. Normally we use this type of a stand to place the camera. Tripod is that stand, three-legged stand. And not much words. Okay. The last sentence, within yards of the camera, for it was necessary to have. Here for means, the word for means because. Okay, we have understood the paragraph. Not much confusion. Okay. Now look at the questions regarding these paragraphs. Okay, first one. How did Ray manage to get the tiger? Means how did he get the tiger? Answer. Ray approached the manager of Bharat Circus, who was in Calcutta at that time. Means Satyajit Ray approached the manager of Bharat Circus, who was in Calcutta at that time. Question number 9. What is the role of a ringmaster in a circus? Answer. The ringmaster is a person who is in charge of the performance made by the animals in a circus. The ringmaster is a person who is in charge of the performances made by the animals in a circus. Next question number 10. What were the difficulties faced in bringing the tiger before the camera? Answer. The tiger had to be set free in the bamboo grove. Full stop. The trainer was not to be seen with the tiger. Once more. The tiger had to be set free in the bamboo grove. Full stop. The trainer was not to be seen with the tiger. Next question. What does the expression "to go down the drain" mean? What does the expression "to go down the drain" mean? Answer. Hopes, H-O-P-E-S, hopes or plans that are wasted. While we were discussing the paragraph, I told you the meaning. Wasted, that's the meaning. Here the answer is hopes or plans that are wasted or lost. L-O-S-T, lost. Next, question number 11. What does the 12. What was Mr. Thorad's suggestion to control the tiger? Answer. Mr. Thorad's suggestion was to tie a wire around the tiger's neck, which should be thin but strong. Once again, Mr. Thorad's suggestion was to tie a wire around the tiger's neck, which should be thin but strong. Next question, number 13. What made Raj think of a collar made of tiger skin? Answer. He thought so, because the neck could be flattened by the wire and it might spoil the scene. Once again, he thought so because the neck could be flattened by the wire and it might spoil the scene. S-C-E-N-E. Next question, number 14. Why did Mr. Thorad bring 2 tigers instead of 1? Answer. If one of them did not perform well, they could use the other. If one of them did not perform well, they could use the other. That's all for today's class. Thank you all.